Why network marketing? You know, I've been asked that question so many times. I think back to February of 1990 when, as a senior vice president at a major New York Stock Exchange brokerage firm, I embraced this industry for the first time. And people said, Randy, why network marketing? You know, I find it to be a curious industry. Network marketing has the unique ability to provoke feelings of insecurity among even the most secure people. Just a few weeks ago, I was in New York City doing a presentation. There was a person sitting on the front row, and the person was a doctor. How do I know that? Because on his name tag it said Dr. Mark. You see, clearly there was something about being a doctor that made the person feel good. Our society has decided in advance that it is something that would raise esteem to be a physician. It would raise esteem to be a real estate developer. Network marketing is a little bit curious. It's different. Let me tell you why network marketing. I remember back in those earliest days, I met with a gentleman named Craig and asked him that same question. Craig, I said, why network marketing? And he did me a great favor. He opened up for me a monthly commission report. It was about this thick. It was like a deck of cards, and he thumbed through it. He said, Randy, there are 64,000 people on this printout. This is my group. He said, every time any of them produce anything, I get to share a little bit in that productivity. He said, Randy, on whose efforts do you get paid? Well, at that point, I was a stockbroker. The answer was easy. I got paid on my efforts. Craig said, Randy, you get paid on the efforts of one. I get paid on the efforts of 64,000. You tell me whose way is better, mine or yours. Well, I have to tell you, at that moment in time, I realized that he had something I wanted. I didn't know how he got it, and I didn't know if it would ever be possible for me to get it, but my eyes started to open as to why network marketing. Now, I can tell you that over the years, I've matured, my thoughts have evolved a little bit. Today, the idea of being paid as a result of someone else's work or someone else's productivity, that doesn't do too much for me. But I'll tell you, it rings my bell the same today as the first moment when I came to understand its reality, when I realized that I can be paid and so can you as a result of the successes of many. And so the first reason, why network marketing? It's the ability to be rewarded as a result of the successes of many. What is the second reason? Well, again, Craig went back to his printout and he thumbed through it. And he said, Randy, there are 64,000 people here. He said, for every person who's in my business, there are another 5 who have looked at the business. They haven't said yes yet. And as he said that, he opened one of the company's products. And as I'm hoping that by now you've tried, you've tested, you've tasted, you've felt, you've experienced an Agel product. If you haven't yet, you soon will. Well, he opened one of the company's products. It happened to be a skincare product, and he rubbed a little bit of it on his hands. And he taught me one of the fundamental truths of this industry. He said, Randy, there is something about the method of distribution itself that creates a more loyal consumer than any other method of distribution. And he said, today, Randy, as he rubbed that product on his hands, somewhere in the world, more than 300,000 people have used this company's product. They're in my group, or they're getting the product from someone in my group, and every time they used it, I made a little bit of money. And again, he said, Randy, whose way is better, mine or yours? Well, I have to tell you, his way was so much better. And then the one that sealed the deal for me. We were meeting at my home in Southern California, and he looked around my place, and he could kind of see me. My ego was all over it. And he said, hey, Randy, nice place. Tell me, do you have a mortgage on it? And you know, I was so like so many other people. Even though the prior 12 months had been the biggest income year of my life, I had no more money at the end of the year than I had at the start. In fact, over the course of my career, as my income had gone up, my lifestyle had gone up with it, I was spending everything I had, and yes, I had a mortgage. It was more than $1 million. There are quite a few people in America just that way today, other places in the world as well. He looked around and he said, nice house, Randy, do you have a mortgage? And I said, yes. And he then said to me, Randy, I can prove to you in a matter of minutes the fundamental flaw in your income-generating model. I said, Craig, I'm all ears. Tell me how. And he said, well, you're a stockbroker, aren't you? And I said, yeah. And so he said, that means that when the market closed on Friday, you stopped generating income. Isn't that right? And I said, yes. And then he went back to his printout and he said, Randy, my world is so much different than yours. Your income stopped on Friday afternoon. And then he went back to that printout and he said, here's my group in Japan. Tonight when I fall asleep, they'll just be getting up and going to work. Here's my group in Taiwan, and here's my group in Thailand, and here is my group in Hong Kong, here's my group in the UK, and here's my group in Eastern Europe. He said, Randy, I will make more money tonight while I sleep than I made while I was awake. Why? Because, he said, I live in one country, I generate income in 16. Now, once again, I couldn't understand how he had done it. I didn't know if it could ever happen for me, but his way was better. Once again, he said, I can prove the fundamental flaw, and I asked, what's the flaw, Craig? He said, you, Randy, are a part-time earner, and you're a full-time spender. And that's true of you also, my friend. If you have a mortgage, if you have a car payment, if you're paying rent, you're spending money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Craig said to me, Randy, I can show you a way to become a full-time earner. I can show you a way to develop a business that extends itself literally all over the world. And then he made me a promise that has since proven to be a reality. It's become a reality in my life. He said, if you become a full-time earner, if you develop a business that takes on a life of its own in multiple nations, the day will come, he said, when you'll become a part-time spender. And he was right. Today I don't have a mortgage, and today I don't make car payments. Today I have become a depositor instead of a borrower. Why network marketing? Because besides the fact that this is, in fact, the most efficient and effective way to take a product from the point of manufacture to the end-line user. Why? Because of the ultimate opportunity to be rewarded as a result of the efforts and successes of many, because it is the absolute most efficient way to move a product to the end-line user, and once that method has been applied, this method of distribution creates a more loyal consumer than any other method of distribution, and finally, because it grants to every one of us the opportunity to develop an income stream that is not tied to our geographic location. I have become absolutely convinced over the course of my career that the fundamental principles of network marketing, when they are properly applied, represent not just a better way to generate income, not just a better way to move products to end-line users, but I am living proof, and I have so many friends that have proven it as well, that when the fundamental principles which govern network marketing are properly applied, it creates a better way to live. Now, that being said, the industry is a wonderful thing. I'm an advocate for the entire network marketing industry, and here I've described to you a few of the reasons why I've become so enamored of the industry for so long. Where one finds himself or herself in the industry has a lot to do with the ultimate outcome. And that, of course, is another discussion. That's a discussion of why Agile within the industry. My specific and personal invitation to you is to wipe clean the slate. Forget every single thing that you know, or perhaps more dangerously, think you know about this network marketing industry. Open your eyes. You'll find there's something for you. I'm confident of that. Thank you.